The St. Lucia tourism product is intricately interwoven with its natural beauty, underwater wonders, and world-class accommodations. At a time when the pursuit of green and sustainable tourism leads in visitor requirements, it appears to all that our product is extremely well timed. In Soufrière today, still our most visible tourism asset, beach users are faced with the unacceptable threat of accidents due to overcrowding as a direct result of the growing coastal cruise industry. These circumstances have resulted in conditions that are unsafe for all users and begs the need to control the numbers of boats and persons using these small popular beaches. Given that these areas also form part of the marine park managed by the Soufrière Marine Management Association, SMMA, it is imperative to secure the welfare of divers and swimmers from the growing number of vessels in the bay.
Over 2 decades ago, stakeholders in St. Lucia responsible for safeguarding the longevity of the Southwest Coast underwater resource created an organization called the Soufrière Marine Management Association, SMMA, designed to address growing and conflicting user interests back in the day. It was realized then that the various unmanaged users threatened both livelihoods and natural resources while presenting issues of safety for both local and visitors alike.
In order to ensure the sustainable and balanced use of this coastal resource, a system had been created to demarcate specified coastal sites for use by the fishing, yachting, and diving groups, with the focus on preserving the resource and allowing safe user interaction. However, this system has yet to be fully implemented throughout the entire marine reserve.
Where the problem is right now, I think it's too many people in one area, so you have like what you call overcrowding. For example, in the area of Anse, Chastanet and Jalousie, I think what the SMMA need to do and the different users is come together and find different places where the people could chill out. Because once you have too many people in one area, probably you could have an accident waiting to happen.
So tourists come here to enjoy our reefs, to enjoy snorkeling, to enjoy our beaches, and have a good time here and have it in a safe manner. So the reef is quite important, especially to our resort. We depend immensely on divers who fill up the rooms at the resort, who also keep our staff in a job. So without the reef, without, any bad rapport or bad report coming from here jeopardizes not only the staff job, but the resort and also St. Lucia on the whole, because a lot of the hotels also depend on divers to come and fill their rooms.
Operating within this marine reserve area required adherence to stipulated restrictions under the established regulations of the SMMA. The developers of nearby resort properties that extend into the hillside and nearby forests, as well as waterfront restaurants and a scuba dive operation, focus special attention to preservation and safety in this area. Additionally, these resorts primarily focus on activities that include natural attractions, sustainability, and exploration rather than the traditional resort water sports activities. Caretaker resorts have also undertaken to champion the sustainability of the fragile aqua and underwater ecosystem, promoting international research and cooperation to this national natural attraction to heighten the profile of this underwater wonder as both exceptional and world-renowned.
We have taken part in the conservation aspect of our reefs. Through the assistance and endorsement of the Ministry of Fisheries. We have coral nurseries. We try our best to limit our plastic use. Not just the diving, but also the entire resort. We try to be environmentally friendly in terms of what chemicals we use around. So we are trying to do what we can to conserve the reef. But we are just a small speck. We need everyone to come on board to help achieve this, so including our boaters.
You have lots of conflicts. You have people, even they are qualified captains. Sometimes they do a little bit speeding. I think last one need to come on board and put some more signs in terms of, I'll say, no-wake zone, or maybe last one need to get on board with the Marine Police and do a little bit of patrol with them, probably once or twice a week.
The issue going forward, therefore, will be to decide what is the acceptable capacity for a 600-foot beach, as well as what are the safe and acceptable number of vessels that operate within a relatively small marine reserve area. These are concerns based on the issues of capacity, safety and regulating overcrowding with vessels, where the majority of the uses are underwater.
We have too many people in one area. Some of the people, they never snorkeled before. So what they do, they damage a lot of corals.
Yeah.
You have a lot of boats coming up and down, which too many noise. I think it chases the fishes a little bit. Too many boats in the area, and once you have too many boats in the area, some of the boats, for example, the yachts, they don't have holding tanks. So many people use a lot of, the waste goes to the ocean.
Given the intense competition for mooring, docking, and the transient nature of the coastal cruise business, the unmanaged traffic and hectic nature of the small bay is now a reason for some concern. The need, therefore, is urgent to enforce regulations regarding the number of persons and vessels that operate within the marine reserve.
Sometimes you have boats, they put just the engines outside the snorkeling area while the guests are in the snorkeling area.
Presently, these user conflict issues that exist within the small protected coves along the southern coast of St. Lucia are of a real concern, with predictable outcomes if allowed to remain largely unregulated. Left unattended or not addressed with urgency, there exists some real potential regarding accidents and public liability given the very low level of user safety.
If you are carrying tourists, you're supposed to be interested in the environment, the coral where the ranger's going to be patrolling. Well, a marine reserve area means it's generally it's a no-take zone, it's no fishing. And to me, around the corner there, I think, as I said before, SLASPA need to come on board, probably put some signs, or maybe we do some joint patrols, like what the guys do in Belize, where you have the district police patrolling the rangers, or there's a general patrol together, rangers, district police, and marine police. If everybody could come on board, probably there'll be more patrols, maybe you're gonna be also more fishes in the area.
Our greatest concern is safety for our guests. Boats passing over, divers, the fear of a boat chopping a diver's head or chopping a snorkeler in half. that's of grave concern to us, because we see some things happening there. I mean, that are very dangerous, and so far, and they've been happening for so long, and I'm wondering when it's gonna stop. Are we gonna wait for when somebody's dead, which might forever be too late for, because I mean somebody being chopped, a diver being hit by a boat, or a snorkeler being chopped in half on island. By that time it's too late, because the negative publicity that it will bring can affect most, if not all, of our resorts on island. And St. Lucia right now depends immensely on the tourism industry, or I would say tourism is our main foreign exchange. Now with high-speed internet, everything is available at your fingertips. I mean, can you imagine this happening right now? We have so many social media platforms. We have Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, everything. And people can't wait to publicize negative stuff just to gain the numbers, you know? So it's something that I should not be the only one, but I think St. Lucia on the whole should be very concerned about that.
These occurrences, when the beach carrying capacity is exceeded, result in unsafe and dangerous behavior for all to see. These unsafe conditions exist for persons above and below the water who are in proximity to high-powered motorboats and sailing vessels, and begs the question again of how safe are all of these visitors within the Bay Area with no clear regulation of traffic or protective measures. In other busy resort beach areas on the island, overcrowding and insufficient regulations have already resulted in several injuries and unfortunate deaths, and forms a part of the SLHTA report to the Prime Minister from November 2018. Over the years, the owners and operators of the resort in this location have adopted the role of maintainers of the marine reserve. They have engaged in several projects to bring increased recognition and grow this resource in spite of several user and climate change challenges. The construction of a brand new jetty facility provides one effective solution to the overcrowding within the existing snorkel and swimming areas. This new facility has been designed specifically to safely accommodate a wide range of vessels.
Cruise ship, I mean, I must say, to a certain extent, is important to our island. The cruise ship business is important to a certain extent. At what point is it enough? That is something for the authorities to decide. And what are we jeopardizing with those numbers? We are jeopardizing stayover arrivals. People who come there, spend a week there at a resort, and the hotels employ thousands of persons. Our hotel alone employ over 500 staff. To me, right now, we need to look at demarcation, and we need to look at it seriously. Unless we start demarcating the bays and have more control in the bay, then what we see happening will only get worse. Studies show that noise pollution has an effect on the fish population. So while the boat is affecting our guests, but also the fishermen have been affected, because with so much noise, it's decreasing the fish population. And it was a study conducted by a very popular university. SMMA currently is going through its own issues, and they are, I mean, credit to the general manager and those that are there right now. They are putting things in place to start getting a grip and start taking action on what's happening. But for the time being, what are we going to do? Are we going to wait till SMMA has everything in place to manage what's happening in there? No, it possibly can be forever too late. So meanwhile, while SMMA is getting themselves together, their act straight, we need to do something. And again, demarcating the bay at the moment is the only solution.
St. Lucia is already a destination with noteworthy tourism awards for excellence in sustainability, which in today's tourism environment has become one of the most significant requirements in determining the value of a growing destination. In St. Lucia, the warning bell has already sounded loudly as the dangers of beach overcrowding has manifested into death and bodily injury, both to locals and visitors alike. We need to act urgently, as it is already late and lives continue to be lost. Our destination, its investors, and the public sector will continue to be exposed to lawsuits and severe reputational damage if regulatory steps such as demarcating exposed beach areas are not taken to protect lives. Reputations and other hard-won gains will continue to be dangerously exposed as our tourism industry ignores the perils of excess beach capacity. Issues of beach capacity, safety, and conservation should not be alternatives, as these are the long-term assets that we must invest in and protect.